Woo! What's up, everyone? Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. So, I've gotten a lot of flack over the 9000 series doors. So today I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you about the 9605. Or is it the 9601? Anyways, let's get started. So rumor has it, this is what I heard through a Tweety Bird a long time ago. So I am no expert by any means. But I was told that basically there used to be the 9000 or 9600 is what we used to call it for the longest time in the Wayne Dalton garage doors. I heard they had to change it. Now I had Mike, he reached out to me through an email, which I really appreciate, Mike. But he was saying something to the extent of he bought a 9601. So I did a little research. I couldn't find 9601. I found 9605. So I wouldn't doubt it. But I know they were changing it by one number or a couple numbers because that's just what they do. And normally that means it's not going to probably match up to an existing door panel. I could be wrong. Correct me, guys. If you guys are watching this, garage door installers, come on, man. Comment below. I just don't deal with them. So the reason I heard they were jumping up in the 9605 was rumor had it that the door in the center was so thin that sometimes when they were stacking larger doors, it was crushing the center of the door. And so they actually bumped it up to be a little bit thicker foam and whatnot. So I just don't like playing games like that. I'd rather stick with it. I'm always a true believer of a 2-inch thick door. I think it's been around for years. Most wood doors were that size, commercial, everything. That 2-inch thickness just, speak of the devil, I was looking for a door for you, and I actually got one in my shop. So the thing is with the 9000 series, this is a 9100, is what I'm not a fan of. Let's see if I can shut this here, right here, is you're dealing with a lot of little surface area right here, these hinges. I'm still not a fan of this because you're focusing so much force on this little area. That's why I don't like the 9000 series doors. So what I was saying with the 9600 doors is somewhere in here, the doors were crushing. They were crushing out like kind of like a pop can a little bit with so much weight they were finding out. And I don't remember if it was because hotter climates or all that. But with the 9605, they supposedly beefed this up a little bit. And this is obviously a vinyl back. That's why a lot of people call these the paperback doors. They kind of make jokes about it. So 9000 series doors, not a fan of. But you know, I get a lot of hate on them because everybody, well, mine's been lasting for years. You know what? It's an economy door, right? This door was ordered wrong for a customer, so we ended up using it in our shop. Does it do the job? Absolutely. Does it keep the bugs and the rodents and the raccoons out? Absolutely. Does it have somewhat R value to it? Absolutely. It's not a horrible door. It's just this door is it doesn't like any impacts, right? It doesn't like kids running up to it with bikes. It's very prone on the outside. The metal's very thin on the outside. It's not a good durable door. It's a very economy door. Does it get the job done? Absolutely. But I just don't like certain things like this, these hinges. What happens is you're getting married into this stuff. I don't like you getting married into stuff. So like I want to show you, we got standard hinges, right? That we use on our garage doors because it just works. And if you're up in the boonies up here in Michigan, see, that's the standard hinge. See how big that surface area is? Look how big that surface area is. You know, here's like a 9000 series bottom bracket. See how it's got the little nipple piece right there? It's very small, right? Very small area. You're not covering a big surface area. Here is like what's on a typical residential door that we would use. Look how big the surface area is. So it just has, you know, I never really have so much a problem with the sections. Yes, like the 9000 series doors, they are what they are. You know what I mean? People call them paperback doors. But another thing is I got a kick out of this a long time ago. I called the sales center, right? And I told the guy, I said, I don't want those rollers. And he goes, which ones? The silent glides? I said, yeah, I don't want those. I want upgraded ones. I said, to nylon with bearings in it. He goes, well, you know why they call it that, right, don't you? And I said, no. He goes, they're called silent glide, not silent roll. Kind of an inside joke. The reason these are silent glide, there's no bearings in here. When this is manufactured, it's just plastic on a metal stud. And so what happens is, over time, there's a little bit of lubricant that they put in there, but this roller will start getting a varnish on it. And I just had somebody comment the other day that my door was getting noisy and they had a 9000 series door. And I told them to change out the rollers because years ago I had a customer. It was an older lady. And she says, you know, and she could tell she was like a maintenance lady, right? Her husband passed away. And she says, my door is making a lot of noise. And I said, oh, okay, I'll look at it. You know, so I sprayed it with lube, right? Well, the lube got in there for a little bit. And then she comes back out, she runs it, and she's just, oh, she goes, it's so much better. Well, I said, it probably won't last long. Well, it didn't. It only lasted a week. And she was already calling back to the shop saying, my door's making all kinds of noise again. So I recommended changing out the rollers to ones that have bearings. And a lot of times you can tell if you look on the backside. Like this one, you're not going to be able to see too much, but there is a bearing. If you look on the very backside, you'll see little bearings. I'm never too picky on the bearings, especially when it's residential. Some are, I don't know, they got like what, 6 ball bearings or 12 ball bearings, you know, but as long as it's got bearings, it's got a nylon roller, it's pretty nice. So that's the problem with a lot of these doors, is that it's the hardware is where they kind of get you. So like I said right here with this 9000 series door, it's just, you're relying on the foam. I mean, this metal is really so thin on this. It's just so thin that you're relying on the foam. So if you get one puncture on here, if it gets hit, it's hard. They don't seem like they come back to life as good as like a 2-inch thick door for some reason. You can't just get by. It's kind of like you look at it, gets hit once, and it's like an airbag deploying, right? You just don't reuse it. It's just got to get a new one. So that's my opinion on the 9000 series door. I think it has an R value around 10. But does it work? Absolutely. So with Mike, I appreciate the question and the email. And you guys, I always put my email below, so you don't have to contact the work. You don't have to try to call, because you're never going to get directly a hold of me unless you use my email that I put down below. And occasionally it might change, so you might have to look at a newer video because sometimes Google gets funny and it does weird things. So I just let you know that, because otherwise sometimes I get them. Sometimes I get them through the secretary, but not always. So I just want you guys to know that. So anyways, Mike, I looked at your jam, it looked wonderful. But make sure you got enough headroom. You know, whatever it specs out, make sure you got enough. You normally got to add roughly what, 2.5 for an operator. But otherwise, man, it looks like you're on the right track. Like I said, if you can try to upgrade, if you got those silent glide rollers, trash them, just get rid of those right from the get-go. You'll be fine with the hinges and stuff. Just go with a nylon roller. You can probably pick them up at Lowe's, Home Depot, a Do It Hardware Center, and just upgrade your rollers. That's all I'd recommend. The fact that you didn't do Torque Master is good. If you have to go Torque Master, it's not the end of the world either, because if you don't have the headroom for some reason, Torque Master can normally lower you down a few inches too. So just make sure you pay attention to the common sense things. You've already been doing your research, I can tell. Make sure your jam is flush. You know, you can run your hand flush all the way around it. You know what I mean? You don't want nothing protruding. Even the spring pad, everything needs to be flush for the garage door. You'll be on the right track. So anyways, I hope that helps you guys with the 9605. I think that's why it changed. Comment below. Some of you guys are smarter than me. You know, like I said, I just don't deal with them that much because I had problems with them. So I just don't like selling them to the customer. Are they economy door? Yes. Do they get you out of pinch? Absolutely. But it's just not what I would want on my house. There's nothing against them. Like I said, for example, I got them on my shop. They work. They're fine. It's just for the average consumer, I'm always looking long-term, right? I'm always a person that's looking at, when I buy a truck or buy a car or a vehicle, right? I'm always looking at, I'm going to drive that thing into the ground, because in 5 years, I don't know what the economy is going to be like. In 10 years, I don't know what's the situation. So I always try to buy the best now, and normally you do have to pay a little bit more money, but you also get what you pay for. So hope that helps you guys. Keep it up. You guys are doing great. Like I said, though, I don't know if it's 9601 or if it's 9605 and that was a glitch on his end. So anyways, if somebody knows, comment below. That'd be awesome. Anyways, it's supposed to start raining. I got stuff wrapped up, just got some garbage out of here. It's Sunday. I'm gonna go home. It's time for a shower. I am sweating. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care.